The evening air was thick with tension as Su Ling paced back and forth in the dimly lit room. Her fingers drummed impatiently against her thigh, each beat resonating with the anger and frustration that had been building for years. The room, an opulent space adorned with expensive furnishings and modern art, contrasted sharply with the turmoil brewing within her.
Suyi, after today, I will ruin your reputation.
Su Ling murmured under her breath, her voice barely audible but laced with venom. Her eyes burned with a mixture of resentment and determination, reflecting the depth of her grievances against Su Ye. Across the room, Su Ye stood defensively, her posture tense and her face pale. The recent events had left her reeling, and now, confronted by her sister's wrath, she struggled to maintain her composure.
Who is it? Let me go! Help! Let me go!
Su Ye shouted, her voice cracking with fear and desperation as a man hurriedly entered the room. The man, dressed in a tailored suit that signified his high status within the company, approached Su Ye with a mixture of authority and concern.
I'm sorry. I will take responsibility for you,
He stated firmly, his eyes meeting hers with an intensity that Su Ye found both unnerving and unsettling. But Su Ye's fear overpowered any sense of reason, and she repeated her plea.
Let me go.
Her voice was barely a whisper now, yet it carried the weight of her anguish and the profound sense of betrayal she felt. Su Ling watched the exchange with a cold detachment, her mind racing with thoughts of revenge and retribution. The air between the sisters was thick with unspoken words and unresolved conflicts, remnants of a shared past that had only deepened their animosity over time. As the minutes dragged on, Su Ye's desperation grew.
I was defiled by a stranger,
She confessed, her voice trembling with a mix of sorrow and rage. The admission hung in the air, a stark reminder of the fragility of trust and the devastating consequences of betrayal. Su Ling's response was swift and brutal.
Sister, you slept with a filthy, lowly gigolo. How does it feel?
Her words were sharp and cutting, each syllable a deliberate jab meant to wound and destabilize Su Ye further. Su Ye's eyes welled with tears as she retorted,
You framed me. You're mistaken. This was handpicked for you by Uncle Gia. Impossible.
Her voice was filled with a mix of disbelief and anger, struggling to comprehend the extent of her sister's vendetta. A sinister laugh escaped Su Ling's lips.
Ha ha ha. What's impossible? Giabo and I have been together for a long time, but I must say, I feel guilty about someone. When I pulled your mom's oxygen tube, that old woman was begging me to take care of you before she died.
So it was you, Su Ling, who killed my mom. I'll kill you.
The room seemed to close in around them as Su Ling's words pierced through the tension like a dagger. Su Ye stood frozen, her mind reeling from the accusations and the dark history that Su Ling had unveiled. The revelation of their mother's demise, intertwined with the twisted dynamics of their relationship, added another layer of complexity to their already strained bond. With a final, chilling farewell, Su Ling snarled,
Sister, sister, go to hell. Welcome back, President Su.
The room fell silent, the gravity of Su Ling's declaration settling heavily upon both women. President Su, a figure of authority and strategic acumen within the company, had now become the focal point of a familial and corporate storm that threatened to unravel the very fabric of their lives. The relationship between Su Ye and Su Ling had always been fraught with tension, but recent events had pushed them into a full-blown confrontation. Their shared history was marred by secrets, betrayals, and a rivalry that had only intensified over time. Su Ye, the daughter of the Su family, had always felt overshadowed by her sister Su Ling's charisma and cunning. While Su Ye excelled in her roles within the company, her sister's manipulative nature and ruthless ambition often left her feeling inadequate and resentful. The revelation that Su Ling had played a role in their mother's demise was the final straw that broke the dam, unleashing a torrent of emotions that had been suppressed for years. Uncle Gia, a pivotal figure within the Su family, had always been a source of guidance and support for Su-ye. His unexpected involvement in the events that led to Su-ye's alleged defilement added another layer of betrayal to her already wounded psyche. The notion that Su-ling had orchestrated these events with Uncle Jia's complicity was both shocking and infuriating, leaving Su-ye grappling with questions about trust and loyalty. As the dust settled from the heated exchange, Su-ye found herself standing at a crossroads. The confrontation with her sister had unveiled truths that were difficult to accept, yet they were undeniably real. Her emotions oscillated between despair, anger, and a desperate need for answers. The path forward was unclear, and the weight of the revelations threatened to consume her. President Su, a strategic and forward-thinking leader, had always been adept at navigating the treacherous waters of corporate politics. However, the personal conflicts within his family were beginning to spill over into the professional realm, complicating his efforts to maintain stability and growth within the company. Later that day, President Su convened a high-stakes meeting with his executive team. The room was filled with key players from various departments, each with their own agendas and concerns. The primary issue on the table was the land acquisition project that Su-ling was spearheading, a venture that had the potential to significantly boost the company's assets, but was now facing unexpected hurdles.
The land price we offer to Su-ling is too high.
President Su began, his tone firm yet measured.
They're still hesitating. Find a way to lower the price.
Su-ling, undeterred by the challenge, responded confidently,
Su-ling alone definitely can't secure that land. Get her to involve Gao Jiabao as well.
President Su nodded thoughtfully.
Yes, Mr. Su. By the way, Su Ling would like to invite you for dinner.
I'll pass for now. Use your status as the head of Yeyu Group to meet her on my behalf.
Understood, Mr. Su.
Came the prompt reply, signaling the beginning of a strategic alliance that could alter the balance of power within the corporate landscape. The dynamics within the meeting room were complex, with underlying tensions between different factions vying for influence and control. Su-ling's insistence on involving Gao Jiabao indicated a recognition of the necessity of alliances and the importance of leveraging relationships to achieve corporate goals. President Su's decision to delegate the meeting to Su-ling's invitee showcased his strategic acumen, understanding the importance of using established networks to facilitate business dealings. The intertwining of personal and professional relationships was becoming increasingly evident, blurring the lines between family loyalty and corporate ambition. Amidst the corporate battles and familial strife, the legacy of the Su family loomed large. Their history was one of wealth, power, and influence, built over generations through strategic marriages, calculated business moves, and a relentless pursuit of success. However, beneath the surface of this illustrious legacy lay secrets and unresolved conflicts that threatened to undermine the very foundation upon which it was built. Su-ye's mother, a formidable woman in her own right, had been a pillar of strength and resilience within the family. Her sudden demise had left a void that Su-ye and Su-ling had struggled to fill, each in their own way. The revelation that Su-ling had played a role in their mother's death was a devastating blow, shattering the remnants of the family's unity and exposing the fractures that had been hidden for so long. As Su-ye grappled with the truth about her sister and the role Uncle Jia had played, she couldn't help but reflect on her mother's legacy. Her mother's unwavering dedication to the family and the company had set a high standard for Su-ye to follow, a standard that now seemed increasingly unattainable in the face of betrayal and deceit. The legacy of the Su family was now at a critical juncture, with Su-ye and Su-ling's conflict threatening to overshadow their mother's contributions and achievements. The balance between maintaining the family's reputation and addressing the underlying issues was delicate, requiring careful navigation and strategic thinking. As Su-ye and President Su worked to stabilize the company and address the internal conflicts, a new threat emerged from within the ranks of their own organization. Deputy Director Zhou, a long-standing and trusted member of the Fu Corporation, was discovered to be involved in a scheme to embezzle company funds and collude with rival corporations. The revelation came as a shock to everyone, given Deputy Director Zhou's reputation for loyalty and dedication. However, the investigation quickly uncovered a web of deceit and betrayal, with Zhou at the center of a plot that could have far-reaching consequences for the company. Confronted by Su Ye and President Su, Zhou confessed,
I had my reasons. The Fu Corporation was holding me back, limiting my potential. I needed to break free and establish my own legacy. Wanted.
Yancy Fu, a close ally and strategic partner within the company, expressed his deep disappointment.
Your actions have not only jeopardized the company's success, but have also damaged the trust and unity we've worked so hard to build. You have no place here anymore.
Zhou's admission was a significant blow to the Fu Corporation, highlighting the fragility of trust within even the most tightly knit organizations. Su Ye and President Su realized that maintaining the company's integrity would require not only addressing external threats, but also rooting out internal corruption and ensuring that such betrayals could not occur in the future. In the aftermath of Zhou's departure, Su Ye and President Su vowed to implement stricter oversight and security measures, reinforcing their commitment to transparency and accountability. The incident served as a stark reminder of the alliance between Su Ling and Gao Jiabao was proving to be a strategic maneuver that could potentially secure the coveted land acquisition. Gao Jiabao, a respected figure within the Yeyu group, was known for his business acumen and extensive network of contacts. His involvement was a significant asset, providing the necessary leverage to negotiate favorable terms and navigate the complexities of the deal. As the days progressed, Su Ling and Gao Jiabao worked tirelessly to finalize the agreement, their collaboration marked by a mutual understanding and shared objectives. Their partnership was a testament to the importance of alliances in the corporate world, where success often hinged on the ability to form strategic partnerships and leverage each other's strengths. President Su, observing the progress, felt a sense of cautious optimism. The land acquisition project had the potential to yield substantial returns, further solidifying the company's position in the market. However, the underlying tensions within the family and the recent revelations about Su Ling's involvement in their mother's death continued to cast a shadow over the proceedings. Su Ye, caught between her professional responsibilities and personal vendettas, found herself in a precarious position. Her loyalty to the company and her desire for justice clashed with the intricate web of family dynamics, making it increasingly difficult to navigate the challenges that lay ahead. As Su Ye delved deeper into the complexities of the situation, she couldn't help but reflect on her own role within the company and her relationship with her sister. The confrontation with Su Ling had left her with a myriad of questions about trust, loyalty, and the true meaning of family. Her mother's legacy weighed heavily on her, a constant reminder of the values and principles she was expected to uphold. Su Ye had always admired her mother's strength and resilience, striving to embody those qualities in her own life. However, the recent revelations about Su Ling's actions had shaken the very foundation of her beliefs, leaving her grappling with a profound sense of betrayal and loss. The dichotomy between her professional ambitions and her personal struggles created an internal conflict that was difficult to reconcile. Su Ye was determined to maintain the integrity of the company and honor her mother's legacy, but the path to achieving those goals was now obscured by familial strife and corporate espionage. Her friendship with Sophie, another key player within the company, provided a semblance of support amidst the chaos. Sophie, dealing with her own personal struggles and a tumultuous relationship, found solace in Su Ye's unwavering support. Their bond was a source of strength, allowing them to navigate the challenges together and find moments of respite in each other's company. Amidst the internal conflicts and efforts to stabilize the company, an external threat loomed on the horizon. Rival companies, threatened by the Fu Corporation's innovative products and strategic dominance, launched aggressive campaigns to undermine their success. The competition was fierce, with each side employing a variety of tactics to gain the upper hand. One such rival, the Zhao Corporation, had recently introduced a groundbreaking pharmaceutical product that threatened to erode the Fu Corporation's market share. The CEO of Zhao Corporation, Mr. Zhao, was a shrewd and ambitious leader, known for his relentless pursuit of success and his willingness to employ any means necessary to achieve his goals. The rivalry between the Fu and Zhao corporations was a high-stakes battle for dominance in the pharmaceutical industry, with both sides investing heavily in research and development, marketing, and strategic partnerships. The competition was not just about market share, but also about corporate reputation and ethical practices, with each company striving to position themselves as the industry leader. President Su, aware of the escalating tensions, convened a strategic meeting to address the growing threat posed by Zhao Corporation.
We need to anticipate their moves and stay 2 steps ahead.
He emphasized, his tone serious and resolute.
Suye, what's your take on our current strategy?
Suye, always the pragmatist, carefully considered the question before responding.
I believe we should diversify our product line and invest in emerging markets. This will not only expand our reach, but also mitigate the risks posed by our competitors.
President Su nodded appreciatively.
Excellent suggestion. Diversification will indeed strengthen our position. Let's move forward with that plan.
The meeting progressed with a flurry of ideas and strategies, each aimed at countering the aggressive tactics employed by Zhao Corporation. The atmosphere was charged with a sense of urgency, as the Fu Corporation recognized the need to act swiftly to maintain their competitive edge. As the meeting concluded, Suye couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the internal conflicts than met the eye. The rival factions within the company were not just concerned with operational inefficiencies, but seemed to be vying for control and influence, threatening the stability that Suye and President Su had worked so hard to establish. Determined to protect the harmony she had found in her professional role and her unwavering commitment to her mother's legacy, Suye initiated a series of strategic meetings and team-building activities aimed at unifying the staff and addressing the root causes of the dissent. Her proactive approach not only helped in resolving the immediate conflicts, but also fostered a culture of openness and collaboration within the company.
We need to foster a more inclusive environment where everyone feels heard and valued.
Suye declared during one of the meetings.
Let's organize regular feedback sessions and team-building activities to strengthen our unity.
President Su agreed wholeheartedly.
Building a cohesive team is essential for our continued success. Let's implement these changes immediately.
Suye and President Su worked closely with their teams, ensuring that everyone felt supported and empowered to contribute their best. Their hands-on approach and genuine concern for their employees' well-being created a positive and productive work environment, reinforcing the Fu Corporation's reputation as an ethical and compassionate employer. The transformation was gradual but noticeable. Employees who had once been divided by personal grievances and departmental rivalries began to collaborate more effectively, driven by a renewed sense of purpose and a shared commitment to the company's success. The Fu Corporation was not just surviving the external threats, but thriving, setting new standards for ethical business practices and compassionate leadership. Amidst the corporate battles and familial conflicts, Suye's daughter, Hang, remained blissfully unaware of the turmoil that surrounded her. At just 5 years old, Hang was the embodiment of innocence and joy, her presence a source of light in the often dark corridors of the Fu Corporation. One quiet afternoon, as Suye sat with her children in their cozy home, she cherished the moments of laughter and innocent conversations that provided a stark contrast to the turmoil they had faced. Their home was a sanctuary, a place where love and unity reigned supreme, reminding her of the simple joys that made their struggles worthwhile. As Hang played with her toys, she looked up at her mother with wide, curious eyes.
Mummy, you're back.
I think so. Chin Chongzhou, I saw your son. He looks just like you. This isn't funny.
Why does he look so familiar? Could it be...
Her question lingered in the air, a moment of childlike curiosity that hinted at a connection neither Su Ye nor Su Ling had anticipated. The resemblance between Hang Hang and President Su was uncanny, a mirror image that mirrored the complex intertwining of their lives and legacies. Su Ye's heart skipped a beat as she pondered the implications of Hang Hang's discovery. The revelation that President Su's son bore an identical likeness to herself raised more questions than answers. How could such a connection exist? Was there more to the story of her own past than she had ever realized? The innocent inquiry from her daughter served as a catalyst, forcing Su Ye to confront the possibility of hidden truths and long-buried secrets. The delicate balance between her professional responsibilities and personal quest for the truth was now more precarious than ever, with each revelation threatening to tip the scales in unforeseen directions. Determined to address the growing complexities within her family and the corporation, Su Ye took proactive steps to strengthen the bonds between the various factions of the Fu and Su families. She recognized that unity and collaboration were essential to overcoming the challenges that lay ahead, both within the company and in their personal lives. One evening, as Su Ye and President Su sat in their elegant living room overlooking the city lights, Yanzi Fu shared his concerns about the escalating tensions within the Fu family and the external threats from rival corporations.
Miss Sue, I'm worried about the internal conflicts within our family.
Yancey began, his tone serious.
Madame Fu is right. We need to address these issues before they spiral out of control.
Su Ye nodded thoughtfully, her mind racing with strategies to unify the family and safeguard the company's legacy.
I agree, Yancy. We need to foster open communication and ensure that everyone is aligned with our vision. Perhaps organizing a family retreat could help in addressing these concerns and strengthening our bonds.
Yancey considered her suggestion, appreciating her proactive approach.
That's a good idea. It's time we take decisive action to reinforce our unity and eliminate any lingering dissent.
As they planned the family retreat, Su Ye couldn't shake the feeling that their forced marriage had brought them closer together in ways neither of them had anticipated. The shared responsibilities and challenges had forged a strong partnership built on mutual respect and understanding, transforming their relationship from obligation to genuine affection. The day of the family retreat arrived, and the Fu family gathered at a serene resort nestled in the countryside, far from the bustling city. The tranquil environment was intended to foster open dialogue and unity, but underlying tensions remained palpable as family members interacted with one another. Madame Fu, a matriarch of the family, took the lead with her authoritative presence. Her demeanor commanded respect, and her words carried the weight of generations.
We are here to strengthen our bonds and address any issues that threaten our unity.
She began, her voice firm yet measured.
It is imperative that we work together to preserve the legacy of the Fu family and ensure the continued success of our corporation.
Su Ye observed the dynamics carefully, noting the subtle power plays and unspoken grievances that lingered beneath the surface. She knew that addressing these issues required tact and diplomacy, qualities that she and Yanzi had cultivated through their shared experiences. As the retreat progressed, Su Ye initiated several team-building exercises designed to promote collaboration and trust among the family members. Her efforts began to yield positive results, fostering a sense of camaraderie and mutual respect that had been missing for years. However, not everyone was receptive to Su Ye's initiatives. Uncle Fu, Yanzi's younger uncle, harbored deep-seated resentment towards Yanzi's leadership and was determined to challenge his authority. His actions threatened to undermine the progress that Su Ye and Yanzi had made in unifying the family. One evening, as Su Ye was reviewing the day's activities, Uncle Fu approached her with a sly smile and a veiled threat.
Miss Sue, I must say your efforts are quite admirable. But tell me, how far are you willing to go to support Yancy? Sometimes sacrifices must be made for the greater good.
Su Ye remained composed, recognizing the underlying aggression in his tone.
I'm committed to ensuring the success and unity of the Fu family. Whatever challenges arise, I believe we can overcome them together.
Uncle Fu's smile faltered slightly, his eyes narrowing.
We shall see, Miss Sue. We shall see.
His departure left Su Ye feeling uneasy, aware that Uncle Fu's antagonism could pose a significant threat to the stability of the Fu Corporation. She knew that addressing his concerns would require careful negotiation and strategic planning, balancing firmness with empathy to diffuse the tension without escalating the conflict further. Back in the city, Su Ye's friend Sophie was grappling with the aftermath of her tumultuous breakup with Rick. Her once vibrant spirit had been dampened by the emotional turmoil, leaving her feeling lost and abandoned. Su Ye's unwavering support became her lifeline as she struggled to rebuild her life and find a sense of purpose. One afternoon, Sophie confided in Su Ye, her voice tinged with vulnerability.
Miss Sue, I don't know how to move on from Rick. Every time I think about him, I just feel so lost.
Su Ye listened attentively, her heart aching for her friend's pain.
Sophie, it's okay to feel hurt. Healing takes time, but you're not alone in this. Let's focus on finding ways to help you move forward and rediscover your happiness.
Together, they explored various avenues for Sophie to regain her sense of self and rebuild her life. Su Ye encouraged her to engage in new activities, pursue her passions, and surround herself with supportive friends and family. Through their shared struggles, their friendship deepened, becoming a source of strength and resilience for both of them. Sophie began to find solace in Su Ye's guidance, rediscovering her confidence and zest for life. The two women bonded over their experiences, finding common ground in their challenges and triumphs. Their renewed friendship was a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of unwavering support and genuine connection. Amidst the challenges and conflicts, Su Ye continued to inspire those around her with her unwavering dedication and resilience. Her leadership and compassionate approach resonated deeply with the employees, fostering a culture of mutual respect and collaboration within the Fu Corporation. At a corporate gala celebrating the company's latest achievements, Su Ye took the stage to address the attendees. Her presence was both commanding and approachable, her voice steady and filled with emotion as she shared her journey and the lessons she had learned along the way.
Our journey has been one of love, resilience, and unwavering determination.
Su Ye began, her eyes scanning the crowd with sincerity.
Together, we faced adversity and emerged stronger, proving that with unity and compassion, we can overcome any challenge.
Her words were met with enthusiastic applause, the audience moved by her sincerity and the strength of her story. Su Ye felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing that her experiences had not only shaped her own life, but had also inspired others to embrace their own strengths and overcome their own challenges. As the gala concluded, Su Ye was approached by numerous attendees who expressed their admiration and gratitude.
Your story is truly inspiring, Miss Sue. Thank you for sharing your experiences and motivating us to strive for greatness,
one attendee remarked. Su Ye smiled, humbled by the positive impact she had made.
Thank you. It's been a journey of growth and discovery, and I'm grateful for the support and love I've received along the way.
Her partnership with President Su continued to flourish, their combined efforts driving the Fu Corporation to new heights. Together, they navigated the complexities of the corporate world, their bond serving as a testament to the transformative power of love, unity, and resilience. In the wake of the fire that had threatened the Fu Corporation's archives, Su Ye found herself reflecting on the journey she had undertaken, the battles she had fought, the challenges she had overcome, and the love that had sustained her through it all were the cornerstones of her strength. Her children, now recognized as heroes within the Fu Corporation, continued to grow and develop their powers, their bond with Su Ye deepening with each passing day. One quiet evening, as Su Ye sat with her children in their cozy home, she cherished the moments of laughter and innocent conversations that provided a stark contrast to the turmoil they had faced. Their home was a sanctuary, a place where love and unity reigned supreme, reminding her of the simple joys that made their struggles worthwhile.
No matter what happens, we will always stand together. Our love and unity are our greatest strengths.
Suye declared, her voice filled with conviction. Her children nodded, their eyes shining with the same determination that drove their mother. They understood the importance of their roles within the family and the Fu Corporation, embracing their powers not just as tools for protection, but as symbols of hope and resilience. Suye spent her evenings teaching her children about leadership, integrity, and the importance of compassion. She wanted them to inherit not just the family legacy, but also the values that had guided her through her own challenges. Her love for them was boundless, a source of endless inspiration that fueled her resolve to protect and nurture them as they navigated their extraordinary abilities. As time went on, Suye and President Su continued to face and overcome various challenges, each one testing their limits and strengthening their bond. Whether it was corporate espionage, threats from rival companies, or personal struggles, they faced each obstacle with unwavering unity and determination. One day, Suye received an anonymous tip about a potential security breach within the company. Concerned for the safety of the Fu Corporation's sensitive information, she immediately brought the matter to President Su's attention.
Yancy, I've received an alert about a possible security breach in our data center. We need to investigate this immediately.
Suye stated, her voice tinged with urgency.
Good catch, Miss Su. Let's mobilize the security team and conduct a thorough investigation. We can't afford any leaks, especially with the recent threats from our competitors.
President Su responded promptly. Together, they led the investigation, working closely with the security team to identify and neutralize the threat. Their proactive approach not only thwarted the breach but also reinforced the Fu Corporation's commitment to safeguarding its assets and maintaining its integrity. As they worked side by side, Suye felt a renewed sense of purpose. Their shared victories and the challenges they overcame together deepened their bond, transforming their partnership into a powerful alliance that could withstand any storm.
Miss Su, your vigilance and quick thinking have been instrumental in protecting our company. I couldn't have asked for a better partner,
President Su remarked, a note of genuine appreciation in his voice. Suye smiled, feeling a profound sense of accomplishment.
Thank you, Yancy. It's been a team effort, and I'm grateful for your support and leadership.
Their relationship, once defined by reluctance and obligation, had blossomed into a genuine partnership founded on mutual respect, trust, and a deepening affection. Suye realized that her forced marriage had led her to a life of purpose and fulfillment she had never imagined, and she was determined to continue building a legacy of love, unity, and resilience alongside President Su. Just as the Fu Corporation seemed to be flourishing under their joint leadership, external threats began to surface. Rival companies, threatened by their innovative products and strategic dominance, launched aggressive campaigns to undermine their success. Suye and President Su found themselves at the forefront of a corporate battle, their every move scrutinized and countered by competitors eager to seize control. One afternoon, during a high-stakes board meeting, tension filled the room as executives debated the best course of action to fend off the increasing competition.
We need to anticipate their moves and stay 2 steps ahead. Suye, what's your take on our current strategy?
President Su asked, his gaze fixed on Suye. Suye took a moment to gather her thoughts, her eyes scanning the room for signs of support and opposition.
I believe we should diversify our product line and invest in emerging markets. This will not only expand our reach, but also mitigate the risks posed by our competitors.
Excellent suggestion. Diversification will indeed strengthen our position. Let's move forward with that plan.
President Su responded, nodding in agreement. As the meeting progressed, Suye couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the internal conflicts than met the eye. The rival factions within the company were not just concerned with operational inefficiencies, but seemed to be vying for control and influence, threatening the stability that Suye and President Su had worked so hard to establish. Determined to protect the harmony she had found in her marriage and leadership role, Su-ye initiated a series of strategic meetings and team-building activities aimed at unifying the staff and addressing the root causes of the dissent. Her proactive approach not only helped in resolving the immediate conflicts, but also fostered a culture of openness and collaboration within the company.
We need to foster a more inclusive environment where everyone feels heard and valued. Let's organize regular feedback sessions and team-building activities to strengthen our unity.
Su-ye declared during one of the meetings.
Agreed. Building a cohesive team is essential for our continued success. Let's implement these changes immediately.
President Su concurred, his support unwavering. As they implemented these strategies, Su-ye and President Su worked closely with their teams, ensuring that everyone felt supported and empowered to contribute their best. Their hands-on approach and genuine concern for their employees' well-being created a positive and productive work environment, reinforcing the Fu Corporation's reputation as an ethical and compassionate employer. The transformation was gradual but noticeable. Employees who had once been divided by personal grievances and departmental rivalries began to collaborate more effectively, driven by a renewed sense of purpose and a shared commitment to the company's success. The Fu Corporation was not just surviving the external threats, but thriving, setting new standards for ethical business practices and compassionate leadership. As Su-ye and President Su navigated the corporate battlefield, deeper family secrets began to surface, threatening to destabilize the delicate balance they had worked so hard to maintain. The confrontation with Su Ling had only scratched the surface of the underlying tensions that plagued the Su and Fu families, revealing a history fraught with hidden agendas and unresolved conflicts. Together, they convened a family meeting, bringing together key members of both the Fu and Su families. The atmosphere was tense as long-simmering grievances were aired and old wounds were reopened. Su-ye and President Su facilitated the discussions, encouraging open dialogue and mutual understanding. Uncle Fu, Su Ling's partner, took a deep breath before speaking.
For years, the Su family has been our adversaries. Their attempts to sabotage our efforts have cost us dearly. Why should we suddenly change our stance?
President Su interjected, his voice calm yet authoritative.
Because holding on to this hatred only serves to weaken us. We need to let go of the past and focus on building a unified and stronger future together.
Su-ye addressed the room, her voice filled with conviction.
We've faced numerous challenges together, and our strength lies in our unity. Let's put aside our differences and work towards a common goal. The Fu Corporation's legacy should be one of collaboration and integrity, not conflict and deceit.
Slowly but surely, the family members began to see the wisdom in Su-ye and President Su's words. The walls of resentment started to crumble as forgiveness and understanding took root. The Fu and Su families united their efforts, combining their resources and expertise to drive the company forward with renewed vigor and purpose. The reconciliation was a turning point, marking the beginning of a new era for the Fu Corporation. The alliance between the two families not only strengthened their position in the market, but also set a precedent for ethical business practices and compassionate leadership. The culmination of Su-ye's efforts to unify the Fu and Su families brought about a sense of renewed purpose and determination. The challenges they had faced had only served to strengthen their resolve, fostering a culture of transparency and collaboration that permeated every level of the company. Su-ye found herself more determined than ever to honor her mother's legacy and uphold the values that had been instilled in her from a young age. The personal and professional victories she had achieved reinforced her belief in the power of unity and the importance of leading with integrity. Her friendship with Sophie continued to blossom, providing both women with the support and encouragement they needed to navigate their respective challenges. Together, they embodied the resilience and strength that defined the Fu Corporation, inspiring those around them to strive for excellence and uphold the company's core values. Su-ye's relationship with President Su had also evolved. transforming from a reluctant partnership into a genuine alliance built on mutual respect and shared goals. Their combined efforts drove the Fu Corporation to new heights, navigating the complexities of the corporate world with grace and strategic foresight. As the Fu Corporation continued to thrive, Suye remained committed to fostering a positive and inclusive work environment, ensuring that every employee felt valued and empowered to contribute their best. Her leadership style, characterized by empathy and strategic thinking, became a model for others to follow, further solidifying the company's reputation as a leader in ethical business practices. Despite the outward success and harmony, the Fu Corporation was not immune to threats. Rival companies continued to vie for dominance, launching covert campaigns to undermine their success. The competitive landscape was ever-changing, with each side striving to outmaneuver the other through innovation, strategic partnerships, and aggressive marketing tactics. One such rival, the Zhao Corporation, had introduced a revolutionary pharmaceutical product that posed a significant threat to the Fu Corporation's market share. Mr. Zhao, the CEO of Zhao Corporation, was a formidable adversary, known for his relentless pursuit of success and his willingness to employ any means necessary to achieve his goals. The rivalry between the Fu and Zhao corporations was intense, with each side striving to outdo the other in terms of product innovation, market penetration, and corporate reputation. The stakes were high, and the pressure was mounting as both companies vied for supremacy in the pharmaceutical industry. President Su recognized the gravity of the situation and knew that decisive action was required to counter the Zhao Corporation's aggressive tactics.
We need to stay ahead of their innovations and continue to push the boundaries of our research and development,
he emphasized during a strategic meeting.
Our strength lies in our ability to adapt and innovate. Let's ensure that our products not only meet but exceed market expectations.
Suye concurred, adding,
Investing in emerging technologies and expanding our product line will be crucial in maintaining our competitive edge. We should also explore strategic partnerships that can enhance our capabilities and broaden our market reach.
Their strategy was clear: continue to innovate, invest in new technologies, and form alliances that would bolster their position in the market. The Fu Corporation's commitment to excellence and ethical practices set them apart from their rivals, providing a solid foundation upon which to build their future successes. Throughout the myriad challenges and triumphs, the bond between Suye and President Su remained unbreakable. Their partnership, forged in the crucible of adversity, was a testament to the power of mutual respect and shared vision. Together, they navigated the complexities of the corporate world, their combined strengths complementing each other's weaknesses and driving the Fu Corporation forward. Their relationship had evolved from a strategic alliance to a genuine partnership characterized by open communication, trust, and unwavering support. They understood the importance of working together, leveraging each other's strengths to overcome obstacles and seize opportunities. Suye's dedication to her role and her commitment to the company's values inspired those around her, fostering a culture of integrity and collaboration that permeated every level of the organization. President Su, recognizing the value of her contributions, ensured that her voice was heard and her ideas were implemented, further strengthening the foundation of their partnership. Their collaborative efforts were evident in the company's performance, with the Fu Corporation consistently outperforming its competitors and setting new standards for excellence in the pharmaceutical industry. The synergy between Suye and President Su was a driving force behind the company's success, their united front serving as a beacon of hope and resilience for the entire organization. Amidst the external battles and internal reconciliations, Suye's inner strength remained a cornerstone of her character. Her ability to remain composed under pressure, coupled with her unwavering commitment to justice and integrity, made her a formidable leader and a source of inspiration for those around her. Suye often found herself reflecting on her mother's teachings and the values that had been instilled in her from a young age. Her mother's legacy was not just one of wealth and success, but also of compassion, resilience, and unwavering dedication to family and ethical principles. As she navigated the challenges of her professional and personal life, Suye drew strength from her mother's example, striving to embody the same qualities of grace and determination. Her resilience in the face of adversity and her ability to maintain her integrity amidst chaos were qualities that set her apart, earning her the respect and admiration of her colleagues and family alike. Suye's journey was one of self-discovery and growth, a testament to the transformative power of love, unity, and unwavering resolve. Her story was far from over, and as she continued to build a legacy of her own, she remained steadfast in her commitment to creating a better future for her family and her company. With the immediate threats neutralized and the Fu Corporation stronger than ever, Suye and President Su turned their focus to the future. Their journey had been marked by trials and triumphs, each experience shaping them into the leaders they had become. The legacy they were building was one of love, unity, and unwavering integrity, a beacon of hope and resilience for generations to come. Suye continued to mentor her children, guiding them in harnessing their powers and instilling in them the values of compassion, leadership, and ethical responsibility. Their abilities had become integral to the Fu Corporation's success, driving innovation and ensuring the company's continued dominance in the pharmaceutical industry. One sunny afternoon, as Suye watched her children interact with their colleagues and contribute to the company's projects, she felt a profound sense of pride and fulfillment. The journey that had begun with a reluctant blind date had transformed her life in ways she had never imagined, leading her to a partnership built on love, respect, and mutual support.
Our journey has been filled with challenges, but our love and unity have always seen us through.
Suye mused, reflecting on the path that had brought her to this point.
Together, we will continue to build a future defined by integrity, strength, and endless possibilities.
Her children nodded in agreement, their eyes shining with the same determination that had driven their mother. Together, they would face whatever obstacles lay ahead, their love and unity serving as their greatest strengths. As Suye looked out over the city skyline from her office window, she felt a sense of peace and purpose settle over her. The challenges they had faced and the bonds they had forged had prepared them for whatever the future might hold. With President Su by her side and her children's unwavering support, she was confident that the Fu Corporation would continue to thrive, their legacy enduring for generations to come. The morning sun filtered through the expansive windows of the Fu Corporation's headquarters, casting a warm glow over the bustling office space. Suye moved with purpose through the halls, her mind occupied with the myriad challenges that awaited her. The previous day's revelations had left her reeling, but her determination to protect her family and the company remained unshaken. In her office, President Su was already deep in conversation with his executive team. Charts and reports were spread out across his desk, detailing the latest market trends and competitive analyses. The room was filled with a sense of urgency as they strategized their next moves to counter the aggressive tactics of their rivals.
With Zhao Corporation launching their new pharmaceutical product, we need to stay ahead of the curve.
President Su emphasized, his voice steady but laced with concern.
Suye, your suggestion to diversify our product line is crucial. How far along are we with the research and development?
Suye, always composed under pressure, replied confidently,
We've already initiated partnerships with several research institutions. Our team is working around the clock to ensure we not only match, but exceed the innovations Zhao Corporation is introducing.
Yancy Fu, President Su's trusted ally, nodded in agreement.
Suye's strategy is sound. Diversifying our portfolio will not only mitigate risks, but also open up new revenue streams. We should also consider expanding into emerging markets where competition is less intense.
The meeting concluded with a unanimous decision to proceed with Suye's plan. As the executives filed out of the room, Suye remained behind, her thoughts drifting to the recent discovery about her son, Hang Hang. The resemblance between Hang Hang and Yan Zifu was uncanny, and the implications of this discovery were both startling and unsettling. Later that afternoon, Su Ye decided it was time to address the growing curiosity surrounding Hang Hang's uncanny likeness to Yan Zifu. She arranged a private meeting with Yancy, hoping to uncover the truth behind this mysterious connection. In the quiet confines of President Su's office, Su Ye took a deep breath before broaching the subject.
President, there's something I need to discuss with you. It's about Hang Hang.
Yancy looked up from his papers, sensing the gravity in Su Ye's tone.
What is it, Suye?
Su Ye hesitated for a moment, gathering her thoughts. Have you ever noticed how much Hang Hang resembles you? It's almost as if he's a younger version of you. President Su's eyes widened with surprise.
Come again? Are you saying Hang Hang looks just like me?
Su Ye nodded slowly.
Yes, it's not just a passing resemblance. It's almost identical. I can't help but wonder if there's more to this than meets the eye.
President Su leaned back in his chair, contemplating the revelation.
I must admit, I hadn't noticed the similarity before, but now that you mention it, there is something familiar about his features.
The room was thick with unspoken questions as both women pondered the implications of this discovery. Su Ye's mind raced with possibilities, her emotions a tumultuous mix of confusion, fear, and a desperate need for answers.
Could it be possible that Hang Hang is somehow connected to you?
Su Ye ventured, her voice barely above a whisper. President Su's expression shifted from surprise to disbelief.
That's impossible. I mean, I don't have any children. Are you suggesting that Hang Hang is mine?
President Su's heart pounded in her chest as she struggled to make sense of the situation.
I don't know how else to explain it. The resemblance is too strong to ignore. Maybe there's something we're not seeing, some hidden truth that needs to be uncovered.
Before President Su could respond, Madame Fu entered the room, her presence commanding immediate attention.
What's going on here? I heard raised voices.
Su Ye and President Su exchanged a tense glance before Su Ye took the initiative to address Madame Fu.
Madame Fu, we were just discussing some observations regarding Hang Hang's resemblance to President Su.
Madame Fu raised an eyebrow, a hint of skepticism in her gaze.
Resemblance to President Su? I suppose it's possible. Children often inherit features from their parents or relatives. Is there something specific you're concerned about?
Su Ye hesitated, her resolve wavering under Madame Fu's probing stare.
It's just a matter of coincidence, Madame Fu, but I thought it was worth mentioning.
Madame Fu nodded thoughtfully.
I appreciate your diligence, Suya. If there's anything unusual, we can look into it further. But for now, let's focus on our ongoing projects and ensure that our strategies remain on track.
As Madame Fu exited the room, Su Ye let out a sigh of relief, her heart still heavy with unanswered questions. President Su, sensing her distress, reached out to offer comfort.
We'll get to the bottom of this, Suye. Together, we'll uncover the truth.
Their determination was unwavering as they delved deeper into the mystery surrounding Hang Hang. Su Ye decided to conduct a thorough investigation, combing through family records, company documents, and any other pertinent information that might shed light on the enigmatic connection between Hang Hang and Yan Zifu. Days turned into weeks as Su Ye meticulously pieced together the puzzle. Her efforts were met with resistance and obstacles, as if someone was determined to keep the truth buried. Undeterred, she pressed on, fueled by a fierce determination to protect her family and uncover the secrets that threatened to tear them apart. One evening, as Su Ye pored over old family photographs and correspondence, a breakthrough came in the form of an old letter from Uncle Jia. The letter, written in his distinctive handwriting, hinted at a hidden chapter in the family's history, a one-night stand that had resulted in the birth of a child, a secret kept from everyone, including Su Ye and Su Ling. The revelation was staggering. Su Ye's mind raced as she connected the dots, realizing that the boy she saw on the road was none other than her own child, a son born out of a brief encounter with Uncle Jia, a man she had long regarded as a trusted family member. Her heart ached with a mix of emotions: betrayal, confusion, and a deep-seated love for her son that she had yet to fully comprehend. The truth was undeniable, and it shattered the fragile veneer of harmony that had been painstakingly built within the Fu family. Determined to confront Uncle Jia and seek answers, Suya arranged a private meeting with him. The confrontation was tense, the air thick with unspoken grievances and hidden truths.
Uncle Jia,
Suya began, her voice steady despite the turmoil raging within her.
I found your letter. It explains everything. The boy, the secrecy. Why did you keep this from us?
Uncle Jia looked down, a mixture of guilt and resignation etched on his face.
Suya, I did what I thought was best at the time. The circumstances were complicated, and I wanted to protect you and the family from scandal.
Suya's eyes filled with tears as she struggled to reconcile the image of her trusted uncle with the man who had kept such a monumental secret.
Protect us? By hiding the truth about my son? How could you?
Uncle Jia sighed deeply, regret evident in his eyes.
I thought it was the right thing to do. The Fu family was going through a tumultuous period, and I wanted to spare you from additional pain and complications.
Suya shook her head, her voice trembling with emotion.
But the truth is out now. I have a son, and he's a part of our family. We can't keep pretending he doesn't exist.
Uncle Jia nodded slowly, understanding the depth of her pain.
You're right, Suya. It's time to embrace the truth and find a way to integrate him into our lives. I never intended to cause harm.
The meeting ended with a sense of tentative reconciliation, the path forward still uncertain but paved with the truth. Suya knew that the journey ahead would be fraught with challenges, but the revelation of her son's existence was a step towards healing and unity. As Suya and President Su worked to stabilize the Fu Corporation and address the internal conflicts, an unseen enemy began to plot their downfall. Vice President Jie Chong, a cunning and ruthless executive from the rival Su Corporation, had been meticulously orchestrating a series of moves to dismantle the Fu Corporation from within. Jie Chong had always harbored a deep-seated resentment towards the Fu family, believing that they had usurped his rightful place in the industry. His ambition knew no bounds, and he was willing to employ any means necessary to achieve his goals, including sabotage, espionage, and manipulation of key stakeholders within the company. Under the guise of professionalism and strategic planning, Georgia Chong had ingratiated himself with influential members of the Fu Corporation, carefully masking his true intentions. His charisma and persuasive tactics had earned him the trust of many, making it easier for him to manipulate situations to his advantage. One evening, as Suye was finalizing the details of a new partnership with an international pharmaceutical firm, she received an urgent message from Yancy Fu.
Suya, we have a problem. Jie Chong is planning a major attack on our operations tonight. We need to act swiftly to prevent him from executing his plan.
Suye's heart raced as she absorbed the gravity of the situation.
What kind of attack? Is it cyber espionage? Physical sabotage?
Yancy replied,
Both. He's been targeting our data centers and threatening key personnel to turn against us. If we don't act now, the damage could be catastrophic.
Without hesitation, Suye sprang into action. She activated the company's emergency protocols, coordinating with the IT and security teams to fortify their defenses.
Ensure all systems are secure and initiate a lockdown of sensitive areas.
She instructed, her voice calm yet authoritative.
We need to protect our data and keep our employees safe.
President Su, informed of the crisis, joined forces with Suye to lead the response.
Suya, I'll handle the external communications, make sure our internal channels are secure and that everyone is accounted for.
Together, they navigated the intricate web of corporate defenses, working tirelessly to neutralize Jie Chong's threats. The night was fraught with tension, each moment bringing them closer to either averting disaster or succumbing to the relentless onslaught orchestrated by their rival. As the first light of dawn broke, the immediate threat was contained. But the aftermath revealed deeper layers of corruption and betrayal within the Fu Corporation. Key players who had been complicit in unethical practices were exposed, their actions leading to significant losses and a tarnished reputation. Suya and President Su stood amidst the chaos, their resolve unwavering despite the setbacks.
This changes everything.
Suya thought, realizing the extent of the corruption and the responsibility that now rested on her shoulders. We need to implement stricter oversight and ensure that our operations remain transparent. No one else should be able to compromise our values like this. President Su nodded, his determination matching her own.
We have to address this immediately. Our integrity and the future of the company depend on it.
Their combined efforts to root out corruption and reinforce ethical practices within the company not only restored the Fu Corporation's reputation, but also strengthened the trust and respect of their employees and stakeholders. The victory was bittersweet, serving as a stark reminder of the fragility of trust and the constant vigilance required to maintain it. If you enjoyed this story, there's another video on screen right now. Go ahead and give it a look for an even more astonishing tale. And don't forget, we'll have many more uplifting and dramatic stories coming your way, so make sure you subscribe to our channel. That way, you'll never miss our newest uploads.